What's up? It's your boy Greg Gray, Dope Living TV, live. I said live. That means I'm right here. I'm doing it. You see it as it happens. Check this out. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, man, welcome to the new week. Hope everybody is happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. Hope everybody's just having a good time, living your best life. That's very important to me, to live your best life. What does that mean? Do the things that you want to do without any hesitation, without any reservations, without any restrictions. Just do what you want to do. So if you have a goal, if you have a dream, if you have something that you've really been trying to do, go ahead and do it. You know, you're really not going to fail because you've done what you want to do. Right? Man, having said that, what happens when your mate checks out? When the one or the other, the man or the woman in the relationship says, you know what, I'm done. Are there signs? Can you tell this is getting ready to happen? What do you do? How do you react? I don't know. You know, I have to say this too. I know me, myself, I've been in relationships, a lot of them. Me, I've checked out. I've been the one to check out. There's been others where the other person has been the one to check out, and I do know why. I understand because I'm very busy. When you get into a relationship with somebody, you want to make sure. I'm sorry, yo. I literally just got in, and as soon as the 7 o'clock hour hit, I had to get in. So I'm here. I'm ready. But you know, I had to check out. Why? Because I don't know. With me, and like I said, I live a very busy life. I'm doing something all the time. When I was doing the television show, I was always gone. Now that I'm doing film and this and that, I'm always gone. And you know, I'm trying to balance myself. Suzette, I meant to call you. Meant to talk to you. Roland Blackman gave me said you wanted to talk about something. We'll talk about that at another time. But shout out to Suzette Hayes, simply Suzette, coming soon. And she's doing some other stuff too. So, you know, shout out Suzette, another strong black woman that stops by Dope Living TV. Shout out to Krista Wicks. Shout out to my sister Naya. Shout out to Gina. Shout out to everybody, all these women out there. Dinah Lynn Biggs was on the show last week. Dropped some gems. Shout out to her. Somebody actually dropped her off a gold record at her place. So, you know, shout out. Congratulations to that. But as I said, I've checked out before, and it's not the best thing to do. So how do you know when somebody's checking out of the relationship? It's certain telltale signs. Sometimes they pay attention to other things more than they pay attention to you. Their phone, you know, every time you turn around, they're on their phone. You might be talking to them and you might be having a conversation for a second, then all of a sudden they grab their phone. They're on their phone. They're checking out. You know, they're starting to separate the overlap in your lives. So the things that you used to do together, things that you have the commonalities, are separating those. Those are not there anymore, okay? And, you know, the arguments and the disagreements that you guys used to have, but they stop picking fights or responding. You know, they just don't care. So it's like you can argue, you can do what you're going to do, but I'm cool, you know? So those things happen when somebody checks out, you know? When you start noticing that your partner is creating some distance in a relationship, it can make you a little nervous. You're wondering, did you do something wrong? Is it something you said? You know, is it some action that they don't like? What's going on? And they're not telling you. The communication is gone. They haven't said anything out loud. You just feel it, and for some reason, the relationship doesn't feel like it's in a good place anymore. There are signs that they say, if you're getting the feeling that your partner is slowly pulling away from your relationship, then most people say you're probably right. That's exactly what they're doing. Nobody's going to tell you that they're checking out of the relationship. They're not going to verbally just say, hey, I'm checking out. But their actions will be the hints that they don't even know that they're dropping. Or, sometimes maybe they do. Maybe they're acting like that on purpose, which I know I've done some things before on purpose because I was dumb, but I didn't want, I didn't really want anybody to feel bad about anything that's going on. I didn't want anybody to feel it's their fault. I'll take the blame for any relationship that failed on my end. What's up, Nicole Montgomery? So say, for instance, that here's a sign that they might be checking out. Say, for instance, that they used to be really affectionate. Y'all have public displays of affection, holding hands and this and that, but now they don't do it. It seems like they're kind of cold. It's, then it's normal to ask him or her, well, what's wrong? Why are you pulling your hand away, or why don't we do this anymore? Sometimes they won't seem like they're there in a relationship because they're going through something, maybe with work or family or business, or whatever. In those cases, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're checking out, but talking with them about what you feel is the best way to find out. So let's talk about some of the ways that you can kind of know that they're checking out. Again, let's talk about the phone. Their phone seems to be way more important than you. And you can debate me. Anybody wants to debate me? Hey, get on here and say what's up, What's going on, Frank Summers? Hope everything's well. So let's get it. Everybody has an attachment to their phones, and it's kind of taking our attention away, okay? But if you find yourself in a constant battle between your partner and the phone, and you're losing, which means that, hey, you express yourself and you said, hey, look, man, what's up with the phone? Why are you always on the phone? And they say, well, I'm just doing this, I'm just doing that, okay? You're losing, and you aren't keeping their full attention. That's to me, that's just plain rude, but it's also a sign that they're probably checking out. All right. It could be your fault, could not be. Maybe they're just bored in a relationship, but it's rude, but it is checking out. You shouldn't have to send a text to let them to know that you're trying to talk to them. You're standing right there, but since they're on the phone, you send a text. You really you shouldn't have to do that to communicate with your person. If it's happening, don't wait too long to bring it up. Talk to them about it. Now, it's never an easy thing to talk to somebody about something that you're feeling, because they're always going to deflect. They're always going to say, well, no, you're wrong. Okay. But you got to start the conversation and just let them know how you feel about it. Do that. And, it's not a guarantee that it's going to help, but at least you've gotten it off of your chest. And it's better to do it sooner than later, so keep that in mind. They keep another thing that you can think about to see if your partner's checking out. They keep prioritizing their friends over you. So they want to go out all the time and be with their friends, but they don't want to be with you. Healthy, sustainable, romantic partnerships require each partner to invest time in nurturing the friendships outside of the relationship. You have to invest that time, but you got to balance it as well, okay? If you start recognizing a trend where your partner keeps putting time with their friends ahead of time with you, then that might be a sign also that they're checking out. Frank says, like you said, they act like they don't care. They stay on Facebook instead of you. Absolutely, Frank. Good comment. Good comment. If you start recognizing a trend, though, where your partner keeps putting time in with their friends ahead of time with you, again, that's a sign that they're checking out. If you notice that you're consistently being put off, well, wait a minute. I'm going to go hang out with the guys, or I'm going to hang out with the girls. I'll talk to you later. Since you didn't have anything planned, I'm going to go hang out with them. Okay. That's the plan B. All right. Actually, it's really the plan A. You are the plan B. You get it? So Another thing is that they're starting to um, stop asking you about how your day was. It's just a general conversation. Basically, if you care about a person, you know, hey, honey, baby, what's up? How's your day? Hope you had a great day. Hope your day went well. All of that. Okay. When they stop asking about that, they could be checking out too. Okay. On that, they need to be engaged and understand each other's world and what they do in the world. Okay. One of the first signs that we may not be as connected as we want to be is when we stop taking interest in what's going on in our partner's life outside of the relationship that we have right now. So think about it. I mean, it's a lot of things, but when you check out, um, you can check out two ways. You can check out physically, and you can check out emotionally. And again, I got to say this: I'm not an expert in none of that stuff. I can only talk about things that have happened to me, that are happening, and that's all I can speak about. So, again, I mentioned earlier, you have an argument. You're not an argument, but you have something that's on your mind that's really stressing you. Another sign could be that they stop picking fights or responding even in arguments. And again, like I said, conflict is normal in every relationship. There's going to be healthy fights that you should have every now and then. But if one or the other stops picking fights or responding in the arguments, that could be a sign that they're checking out as well. Sometimes one or the other can feel a huge amount of relief when the fighting stops, but it's usually a sign that the other person is giving up. Basically, they don't want to fight. The fighting is done. You've done it so much that you become numb to it, so you don't even respond anymore. Some people say that the conflict in relationship indicates that a couple cares enough about the relationship to fight for it. It's not necessarily a negative thing when you're fighting for it, okay? But when one or the other just says, I'm not going to fight, I'm done, avoiding the conflict altogether, then it's pretty evident that they just are checking out. I'll put it like that. They're checking out. How about this? You used to go out a lot. And I'm guilty of this. Used to go out a lot. But see, my thing is I go out, but I like my privacy. So say you used to go out a lot and used to make plans. Say we're going, next week we're going to dinner. I'm going to take you out to dinner, blah, 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 blah. Now you can't commit to dinner 2 weeks from now, 2 days from now. You can't commit. Signs that they're checking out, because if you used to be able to commit to something that's 2 weeks, a month, but now you can't even get a clear yes or no to whatever's happening in 2 weeks, then they might be recalculating how long they think this relationship's going to last. You may not be able to make long-term plans and it doesn't speak well for the future, or you may or may not be together that long. One might be contemplating that. I don't want to say yes, I'm going to go because I'm checking out. Here's one that I think that a lot of people might really agree on. Another sign that they're checking out is that your intimacy might be lost. It might be little to nothing. They say that the physical intimacy will come and go over the course of a long-term relationship, but emotional intimacy is non-negotiable. There has to be some emotional intimacy. You got to make them feel wanted. Now, I'm good when it comes to making people laugh. I love to make people laugh. I love to see how do things to make people laugh, especially my significant other. But when for me, when that stops, I can tell you right now, I'm checking out. When I can't make you laugh and I don't want to make you laugh, I'm checking out. It's over. Um, but if you want to try to regain the emotional intimacy, communication is the key. You got to talk. If it's a long term relationship, you might even consider, I don't know how many black folks do it, seeing a therapist to work through the issues, both of y'all together. Everybody say what's up to Gina Gatson. I'm throwing out these gems, okay? Throwing them out, throwing them out.
Happy Monday.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
I thought that's what you was going to say. I mean,
Monday.
See, I just made her laugh. That makes emotion. That's emotional intimacy. Not saying that I'm being intimate with my sister. I'm just saying, if you can make them laugh, cool. But when I stop trying to make, even considering making you laugh, I'm checking out of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you heard any of my checkout points, Gina, but if you are in a relationship, how do you know, or can you see when your mate or yourself is checking out emotionally or out of the relationship?
Well, if you're paying attention, you should. You should feel, at least see signs that things are different. Yeah, there's a lot of signs that's going to let you know. You just have to pay attention.
But see, you're so swept up in the romance of the relationship, of how it was when you first started, and everybody's all happy. You're holding hands and walking down the street. Everybody look and say, "Oh, that's so cute." Okay, then the hand holding stops. One or the other one says, "Yeah, I don't want to hold hands." Okay, you don't hug or anything like that. Okay, to me, that's checking out. You know, if you start something, and they always say this with a relationship, the way that you started is the way you should continue it.
Right.
You
That's
know,
true.
and a lot of people, like I said, checking out, and people do ask me where do I get my topics from? This is everyday life. Some of the stuff I've been through, some of the stuff my people have been through, but some of the stuff I get inboxes and messages with people asking questions. What am I going to do if he's like I don't have a PhD in none of that, okay? But you want to ask me the questions? I got people on here that can give you real, true life situations.
At least from our
At
perspective.
least from our perspective, none of us are doctors or psychologists, okay? But we surgeons of life. You know what I'm saying? We navigate through this thing. We've been here long enough to say, well, hey, look, we can see, like Gina said, there's signs when your mate is checking out, but some people just don't want to see it. You know what I mean? They don't open their eyes. So if this man, again, and we've said this before on previous shows, if he can't text you through the day and just say, hey, I was thinking about you. Yeah, he may be busy and this and that. Okay, but that takes a second or two. I'm guilty. I haven't done it. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it. But still, that's a form of emotionally checking out, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and that is a form. Other forms may be the communication shuts down, or and I don't care attitude. I don't want to spend time with you. I mean, it's just so many different things that even if it's not that so-called checkout moment, it's leading up to there's a problem somewhere.
Right.
And it's going to just get bigger and bigger if you don't identify it and address it.
Exactly. And that's exactly what you have to do. I just got a inbox that says not wanting to hold hands means you've checked out emotionally. Wait, what? What I said was that if you started the relationship and you guys are always holding hands and this and that, okay, somewhere down the line, I don't want to. You don't want to. That to me, that's emotionally checking out. You're trying to not do some of the sweet things, some of the romantic things that you used to do because you just don't feel it anymore. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, and thank you for inboxing. That's just my opinion.
But you also have to realize that it's not always that the person is checking out. is that they
Mhm.
started off the relationship doing things that they did not want to continue to do. And so at some point, you start feeling like, man, I don't want to iron his clothes anymore. But you didn't like ironing the clothes to begin with. But your representative, as Chris would say, your
Uh-huh.
representative came out and said, I'm going to iron those clothes. I want to have a good first impression. I want him to think that I iron clothes. But eventually, you want to stop doing it because it was not something that you wanted to do. And that's why I always say, don't do the things that you don't want to continue to do. If
Yeah.
you don't want to do it, don't start off doing it. And they don't have that expectation.
And that's the problem right there. The expectation. We all expect something when we get into a relationship. We expect that person to be that perfect person for you. You've already talked on the phone for hours on end in the middle of the night. You found out that you got this in common and that in common and this in common and that in common. You finally get a chance to go out. He pulls the chair out, sits down, opens the car door and everything, make sure that you're good. But once the what's the word I'm trying to use? Once the normalcy gets in there, and you're doing it, and sometimes it gets to a point where, and I can only talk about me. I get to a point where, hey, now I'm always going to be a gentleman, open doors and this and that, okay? But if I see, and I'm real critical, I guess, when I see something that I don't like, I emotionally start checking out. Okay, how do we get that back? I don't know. Suzette says she has a thought. Hmm.
What's the thought?
Thought. Just gonna put you up
Hmm.
there and say, I have a thought. Okay. I have a thought as well. But I'm gonna wait till you say yours first. Suzette. Hey, everybody, this is WTV Live. Hope everybody's weekend was great. Hope the week started off. Monday's always hard for a lot of people. Hope it started off productive, healthy. Man, look, good to see you, sis. For sure.
You too.
Man.
Well, think about this though. I I feel like someone is checked out when they there's something that they do for you. Let's take the example you use: a man that opens the door for his woman all the time. Then all of a sudden, he's not opening that door for her, but
Mhm.
he's opening the door for other women. Whether it's just random, but he can do more for her than he's doing for you. To me, he's checking out. He's checking out
And
because
see,
that one thing, that representative that he brought, that opened that door for you every day until he checked out, he's now representing somewhere else.
that, and a lot of people blame themselves for the man or the woman straying. I was watching, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Lena Waithe. I was watching The Shy, uh, and the married couple, the young married couple, they decided to have an open marriage. I don't think the guy wanted to do it really, but she did because she found out that he slept with his partner, the lady that cooked, Lala. All right, so she went to some one of her friends, one of her clients, I should say, and they started sleeping together. They talked about it, the husband and wife, and they agreed. So is that checking out? Even though they said we're gonna stay together, but we're gonna have sex with whoever we want. Is that checking out?
That's just crazy.
She said it's not checking out. It's just crazy.
That's just great. I always feel like, and this is my opinion, bringing a third person into a relationship, whether it's because the relationship isn't working well, whatever the case may be, bringing a third person in, it only muddies the water more. It does not solve any problems. Now you've opened up the door for more
Mess.
problems and more mess. What happens if he likes her more than he likes you? or he kisses on her more than he kisses on you, then there's another problem. What happens if he want to bring uh, someone else into the bedroom? What, that's it's just when you having problems in your relationship, you can't bring a third party in. That's not gonna make matters better. It's only going to make matters worse. Fix your problem. Why put a band-aid on a bullet wound? Fix the problem. Because so now you have all these issues going on over here. Then you bring this person in, whether you cheating or whether you bringing them in the bedroom and it's an agreement. Now, here's you think it's not going to be problems on this end with this person you just brought in? Do you really think there's not going to be any problems there?
You asking me?
It's just, well, that's a rhetorical question,
Okay.
but it's just a big mess. It's just a big mess. And that's why so much stuff happens when couples or somebody in the relationship chooses to cheat or to step out of the relationship because this, that, or that isn't happening. Leave them. Walk away. If you're not happy, leave them and find somebody that's going to make you happy. But don't bring a third party in. Don't bring me in your mess.
See, I don't like the fact that, and some people, and again, these are things that I've heard. You blame your actions because of something that's going. There's never an excuse to cheat. Okay, period. I don't care what nobody said. There's never an excuse to cheat. It sounds good. Okay, you weren't doing this, you weren't doing that, so I had to get it somewhere else. It sounds good, but it also sounds really stupid. Okay, so now you're going to end, and you think about this now. If you go and do this, I don't care if you guys talked about it and you rationalized it and said it's cool. Somebody is going to get really angry and somebody going to get hurt. Not just mentally, but they're going to get hurt physically. All right. And it's just a game I don't want to play, period. Yes, Suzette, you can come in if you like. It's just a game I don't want to play. I'm not a cheater. Have I? I did it once and regretted it. And said I'd never do that again. I'm not going to put anybody in that position to, number one, get angry enough at me to want to retaliate and do something else. If a woman, I don't know how women feel, but if a woman of mine went out and slept with somebody else, I guess, well, I can't say that now. Back then, if somebody did that, I would have been devastated. Now, it's like, I'm cool. You do what you're going to do. Understand you can't come back. But you're going to do what you're going to do. Yeah. And that's that. But to me, that's when that's an emotional checkout. You're going to do this and you think I'm going to still be here? Psh, nah, I'm done. I'm going to pick my moment and then I'm gone. I remember somebody, Jada, whose husband cheated all the time. She didn't know it though. So we thought. She would she emotionally checked out a long time ago. She went through the motions, but she had checked out a long time, about a year and a half, maybe 2 years before they actually split. But during that time, she was very smart. She would take money, once he would still bring the money home. She would take money and sift it off somewhere else. Okay. So by the time it was time to divorce, she had 6 figures. She was ready. She was ready to go. So all she had to do was go. He went to work. He came home and she was gone and had a gang of money and then got some in the divorce and property. So I'm like, was it worth it? If you check out a way out. Don't.
The funny part is that person that cheats usually find that the person they cheated with really isn't the person they want to be with. Exactly. Now they start to see all of their quirks and all of their faults and flaws, and then they feel like, wow, what did I just do?
Funny. Yeah.
So right. I always feel like, hey, you two deserve each other.
That's funny. You know, you cheating with this person. You cool while it's going on when you're in a relationship, but when it's over, the relationship is over as far as you and your mate. Now, this dude you really didn't want to be with, or this girl you really didn't want to be with, and it was
Mm-mm.
just something to do. That's funny. You
It's
messed
the
up.
it's the challenge. And so when that challenge is gone, the excitement is gone. And now they're back to a regular old relationship. And that's
It's
not what they
crazy.
want.
That's not what they want exactly. So people, look again. We talking about emotionally checking out. You know, and it's like I said, someone brought this to my attention, but honestly, if you're done, you're done. Don't take yourself through those emotions or the motions, I should say, of staying and trying to see if you're gonna change your mind. Okay, you've already emotionally checked out. I don't think there's no changing back. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Gina, but you know, once you checked out, you checked out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to come back from that because, all you think about are those things that got you to that point, whether it was that person cheating or not paying you attention, whatever the case may be. You always think back to what got you to that point, and that never leaves your head, that never leaves your mind. And that's why a lot of times when I don't get the couples that marry, divorce, and remarry, I think that's the weirdest thing. I'm like, the same person you divorced is the same person you're remarrying. What is going to be different? I'm just saying, that's just me. What
Yeah.
is going to be different? It's the same person. And you're going to remember those things that he or she did to you that caused you to want to divorce them. And I just see, I see these couples that divorce, marry a few times sometimes. And I'm just like, I don't get it.
Hmm. You know, another thing too is like, and I think you kind of alluded to this. Um, Say that you're in a relationship and you suspect something's going on, and you ask your partner about it, and they say no, nothing's going on. Here's a moment where you can emotionally check out too. It's when we get overwhelmed by thinking about that situation. You know, yeah, he doing something, he just won't tell me. You know, they always say that, if you don't know, don't worry about it. Okay, but it's in your head. It's overwhelming you, and you don't know what to do. So you emotionally check out because that's all that's on your mind. They cheating on you. So now you stop doing the things that you were doing because you know for a fact in your head that they're cheating on you. That's another point where you emotionally
Mm, I,
check.
I think that's, yeah, I think that's a little crazy too.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's a little crazy. I think somebody who's going through that mentally, they need to check themselves. They
But
really
isn't
need to check themselves because, look, if I feel like something is going on, I might have that thought. It's gonna go out of my head because if it is, it's gonna come to light regardless. And I know this, so I don't worry myself. Like I'm not gonna worry myself with something like that. And
hmm
again, that's just me and how I would deal with the situation. If I think that or if I see signs, I'm just gonna be like, whatever, because eventually if that's what's going on, you will know. It's going to come out. I guarantee you it's going to come out. And if it does, like I said, I wish you all the happiness. I'm glad you found your soulmate. I'm glad you found the person that you love.
but that's not it just happened. It just happened. That's not the one I love.
Well, I'm glad it happened.
Too
So
late.
now y'all stuck with each other.
So so Gina, and I think we've asked this before. So if your mate checked out or cheated, I'll say, you're saying you wouldn't take him back.
No.
After
Mm-mm.
everything that you guys have gone through, stuff you got very good emotional attachment. Um, you're getting stuff together. You're creating things. You're sharing ideas all the time. You would not check out. I mean,
I,
you would not take that person back.
no, because this is the way I feel. I feel that if you cheated with someone, that person was important enough to you that you were willing to risk everything that you have. And if you're willing to risk everything you have, there's some emotion, some feelings, there's something somewhere in there, because at the point that you decided to make that, to cheat or to, do whatever you're going to do with that other person,
Hmm.
you knew there was a possibility that you could get caught. And so if that person is important enough to take that risk, then I think you should be with them.
But do you think they really know that they're going to get caught? They're doing everything. They're playing it all right. How many songs have we got? Secret Lovers.
Hey, everybody knows that if you cheat, it's a possibility that you may be caught. We all know there is a possibility. We're not crazy. We know that, and I'm sure cheaters have that thought. They may not, if they may dismiss it, or they may say, I don't care. But if they don't care, what is that telling you?
That
This
they
person is important enough to lose everything that you got over here. That's
that,
what it tells me.
that subconsciously they have emotionally checked out, subconsciously, but they just don't know it. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've done a lot of stuff, but I can never say that I'm perfect. Nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect. So we're going to make these mistakes. All right. Um, I was reading here where it says when a person emotionally checks out of a relationship, it's always done because it is the best response that someone can have in that moment based on what's going on within them, with their thinking, with what they want, what they desire, what they fear, and what they believe is possible. And they said the important thing to remember is this: when someone checks out of the relationship emotionally, doesn't always mean that that's the end of the relationship or that they're going to be checked out forever. But it could
Well,
be a it could be a
it's
wake up call.
it's a protection mechanism.
Yep.
Self survival,
Yep.
protect your heart. And so I agree with that. It does not necessarily mean that that's the end, the end all. It just means that their protection mechanism has kicked in, and that's just a human reaction. There may be things that, and each person is different. There may be things that you're willing to forgive and move forward with. There may be things that doesn't mean that that same incident may happen to me that I'm willing to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody has a level of acceptance, what you are willing to accept in the relationship that you're in. And if you've made up in your mind, okay, I can accept that, he has other women, and there are women that does, and there are men that does. If I can accept that he has other women. And so you kind of adjust your mind to the fact that he may have other women, and you might get upset, but you stay with that person because you've accepted that. But that doesn't mean the next person is going to say, hey, I accept it. Me myself, I'm going to say, hey, if that's who you wanted, then go for it. You don't need to be with me. There's no threesome here.
And yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right when you say that. And I guess sometimes it's kind of hard to talk to the other person too, though, Gina. This other person is so one track minded. They don't want to listen to you. They don't want you. Everything that you say is wrong. Everything that they say is right. You know, and that goes with the argument stuff. Now, some like I said earlier, some arguments are healthy arguments. You need to do that at least to show that you care about what's going on with this person. Okay, but when it's one sided and you can never get your word across, for me, I emotionally check out. Okay, because if this person is always right, what are we doing? What am I here for? I don't have a say in this. I don't anything that I do is wrong. If I tell you, for instance, well, you tell me that you don't like the fact that I spend most of my time with my business, or I don't call, or we're not intimate all the time. Okay, and I respond with why, a reason why, and then you say no, 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 you this, then you that. I don't take that very well. All right, you
But see,
can't.
that's not communicating though. When there's a problem and you're trying to work it out, it's not who's right and who's wrong.
Mhm.
It's this: a person feels the way they feel. Now, if your significant other is saying, you don't spend enough time with me, that's exactly how they feel. You can't define how that person feels. So
Right.
you can't say to them, oh, you're tripping, that's not happening. But that's how they feel inside. And so the issue that's happening has to be addressed. Let's come to a common ground. Let's find a way where I'm comfortable and you're comfortable, not you're wrong for saying that or feeling like that, or you're wrong for spending all the time in your business. We have to come to a common ground because we're different people. We have
Yeah, but
different
you have to communicate.
personalities. And so you have to communicate to find a solution, not to point a finger and say who's right or who's wrong, or you shouldn't feel like that, or you should feel like that.
Okay, but you have to have reciprocal conversation. Okay,
That's
you can
true.
say what you got to say, and okay, even though I may not agree with it, let me give you a reason why I don't agree with it, and you can say, okay, well, yay, I understand how you feel. If you don't get that, oh, I understand. That's the first thing that turns me off. You don't understand because you're not listening to me. You're not hearing what I'm saying. Okay, and on the same token, I may not be hearing what you're saying.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to add. You have to find the right time to have that productive conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm mad and you're mad, you're not going to hear me and I'm not going to hear you. It's not going to be a productive conversation. Sometimes you need to walk away and come back to that conversation. And that's one of the things that me and Robert differ with, where he feels like when the conversation is over, it's over. And I feel like, no, it's not over until we find a solution. And
But
so
is there ever going to be a solution though to something, an emotional thing? There's never going to be a solution because two people always two people have difference of opinion. Todd Sullivan says, "I know everyone is wanting to chime in to this. So why don't you get on here with us, Ty, and talk
yeah,
about it? I
of
know you got
course, it's
something
going to
to
be a
say."
difference of opinion. It's absolutely, like I said earlier, everybody has a different personality. I am not supposed to think like Robert. I don't expect Robert to think like me. But when we have a difference of opinion, we're going to talk about it and come to some kind of middle ground. And sometimes he may give in to me, and sometimes I might give in to him. It's okay for you to say I'm wrong when you feel like you're not wrong. Just, to come to that middle ground. Yeah, it's the truth. But
But
that's how
what?
it works in
But
a relationship.
if you don't feel that you're wrong, you should be able to at least talk about it. Marcella says that's why a person should listen to understand versus listen to respond. Absolutely, positively
Mhm.
true. All right.
But
Ty
it's
said,
hard to do when you're angry. When you're angry, that is very hard to do. So you have to come back at a time when you both can listen to each other.
okay. Ty Sullivan says someone has to compromise and put their partner first. Absolutely. Same thing with Bree. She says sometimes you have to agree, just like you just said, to come back to it later. But does it make it worse if you just cut the person off and say for instance you're on the phone and you say, well, okay, well look, I want to talk about it. Okay, so I'm gone. Does that puts another layer on it? Okay, because now you don't want to try to solve it. Okay, I understand you want to talk about it later. Okay, but you just brushed me off and hung up. Come on now.
No, I'm not talking about just hang up. Now
I'm
that's
just
just
saying
disrespectful.
and
But
that's what I'm saying. There's a respect level
look,
in that as well.
you know
Everybody
what?
say what's up to Suzette.
Hey, Suzette. I just let me say this, and then I'm gonna give Suzette the floor. Me and Robert have had instances where we were arguing or we were mad and we text each other. It was better that we were texting each other than hollering at each other back and forth, because one, you got to come down, you got to bring it down to read that text and understand what it's saying. So that kind of calms you down a bit, other than being in the same room going back and forth. That's just the way some of the ways that we have learned to deal with anger or when we have disagreements in our relationship.
Okay, but texting to me is impersonal.
It
Okay,
is impersonal.
it's
It's
impersonal.
impersonal, but sometimes it's needed. Sometimes it is needed.
And hear the inflection in your voice.
Okay, yeah, I need to hear your voice. I need to see your eyes. Okay, I
Mm.
need to know that you ain't on that phone
So
while.
you can get angrier.
No, it's not. If you respect one another, it's not a question about getting angrier. It's a question of, hey, let's try to solve it. Okay, there's a big thing that was said a long time ago, that you never want to go to bed angry. Okay, that to me, that's the biggest bullshit. You can go to bed angry, okay, but you don't have to hate the person. All right, you got to respect the person as well. You so a texting. I mean, Gina, that's great. That works for you, and I can appreciate and respect that. Okay, but me and texting, don't text me. I,
Right. See it again.
I got
My
something to
point.
say. It's
My
gonna be a
point.
lot. Okay,
My
I'm
point
not
in
doing
saying is, what may work for me and Robert may
that.
not work for the next person.
Absolutely.
But there may be things that Suzette bring up on the show or in the conversation that I might say, that might work for me.
Hmm. And that's what we're gonna do right now. Suzette, what you got?
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. It's so hard for me to figure out how to get on here. I keep forgetting my password. But here's the deal. Okay, I've been with my Donnell for it's been 3 years now. And there were a lot of things that I really wanted to do in relationship. I was married before for 23 years. So
Mhm.
there was a lot of stuff that I knew that I learned. And there were for one of the things that I learned was um, if you really truly love somebody, you really want to do anything you can to save the relationship. You do anything you can. And like Greg said, if you get to the point where he's checking out, then if you've done all you can, it's basically it's hard. But here is what I do. And we just talked about this last week. Donnell works at the casino, and they've got it's a lot going on at that casino, and there are times when I don't see him. But I hear from him every day. There are some times when we have to get off the phone and get off the phone. But in those times, when I don't like to call them fights or arguments, I call them disagreements. Because when we disagree, it's simply for me, it's simply because there is a lack of knowledge. Maybe a lack of understanding. That's what I'm trying to say. Lack of understanding. Now, if I go into a relationship with Donnell and we grow to a point where we really love each other and we really care for each other, it's there already. But if the thing is that when things start happening, what I do this is what I do. I think about what brought me there to him. So if
Hmm.
I know that love brought me to him, then I got to figure out it's got to be something else. It's not me. It's got to be something else. And most times with him, it is. Men, a lot of times, and some women, they don't like talking about what's going on in their lives, and they don't like to talk about things because they think they're the only one, or they think it ain't no hope for it, or don't stuff like that. And you really have to be. No, for me, I'm patient enough where I can keep asking and I keep asking, and I'm not asking in the anger voice, but I have to keep asking because I have to know. And once you find out what that thing is, the anger dissipates. The disagreement dissipates for me because then I understand and I know where he's coming from. And I know then at that point once what to do. I know he was having some issues with his daughter at one time. And he didn't want to talk about it. But that made him angry at me. Dude, let's be clear. You can't stay mad at me because I know I haven't done anything. He knew I hadn't done anything. But he has to learn to redirect his anger to what's really making him mad. Redirect his anger and get a solution to what's really making you mad. A lot of times it's not you. It's not you at all. And the thing with the text, and that don't work for me because I need to hear, because if he says, hold on, in my mind he hollering, hold on. And I know that's not true. You know, I need to hear it. But anyway, like I said, that for me has worked because I don't go to anger real quick. Like some people can go to 0 to 100. I go like from 0 to half to a 1 because you just have to figure it out. And if you're in a relationship where you love somebody, it's worth figuring out. It's worth, people talk about, well, I'm going to help you, I'm going to talk to you about your problems. When people really have problems that need talking about, they don't want to do it. And you just have to know how to get in there and get in there and talk to them with love and find out what's going on. Give them alternatives. I know one time he was when we first got together, he was like, I had a lot of stuff going on. I always have a lot of stuff going on. And he was not used to being with someone that had so much going on. So I asked him one day, I said, don't you got a hobby or something? She like, got something you like to do or something, something you like to spend your time on? No. I said, yes, you do. I said, you have to figure it out. So one day I was talking to him and I listened to him and I figured it out. Danielle loves speed. He should have been, honest to goodness, he should have been a stunt car driver. He loves speed. So I told him, I said, why don't you go get yourself go get yourself a little race car. Go get yourself a little Corvette. You ain't got to spend a lot of money on it. You know, you like working on cars and stuff. I said, go get yourself a little race car. Well, I said, go, just start looking. He started looking. And I'll never forget, I was going inside TJ Maxx one day and he sent me the text of a green Corvette. I said, what the hell is this? What you doing? So he says, I'm going to Champagne to go look at this car. I said, what? He said, yeah. I said, okay. So he went and he was mad when he got out there, they had sold it. Don't be mad. Don't you dare be mad because that car is not for you. That is not for you. Do not be mad. Keep looking. 2 days later, he found the little red Corvette, the 1995, the year that he always wanted. Yes, honey, all that. So now he found the little red Corvette, and all he do is buy for the car, and it keeps him happy. It keeps him engaged. It keeps him wanting to take me in the little red Corvette. So
Bam.
and after that, once he found out what it was that makes him like that, he's got a used car lot back down in there. He just bought a 2021 Harley Davidson Tour. You know about that?
Mhm.
He got a gray one, and I nickname all the cars. I nicknamed it Smoke. So he's got the plate that says Smoke. And he has the Corvette. And he has another little Harley Davidson. But see, he likes speed, and that keeps him busy. That keeps him not, you know what I'm saying? You know,
And
the
that's
thing that
cool.
he really wanted to do, he didn't know that's what he wanted to do. You know, so like I said, whenever something it's always something else. It's always something else. It's never you. It's never what y'all talking about. It's always something with the other person or whoever it is that's mad. So I can
So
tell.
do you get afraid that that may take a major portion of his time? I mean, there's some people that want to be, and I don't understand this for the life of me, okay? You always got to be here. You always got to be together. You always got to be with this person. You got to see them 24 hours a day. You got to talk to them 24 hours a day, okay? And if you miss them, hey, baby, I'm going to be home at 10 o'clock. It's
Grown
10:01.
folks don't need that.
It's 10:01.
Grown
What
folks don't need
you
that.
said you was going to be home at 10. What?
Mm-mm.
Where was you at for that 1 minute, you know?
No. My thing is we grown. If I send you out, if you say you're going someplace and you come back at whatever time, if I give you no grief when you leave, when you come back and you've had a good time, you're gonna be so glad to come back and tell me everything that happened. You're gonna tell me everything. Baby, let me tell you what happened. I am the shirt, honey. I'll be ready for him to go.
But it's something you said, Suzette, that is so that I picked up on, and it's so true.
What's
And
that?
I call it the love language because you have to know what it is that your significant other, you have to know their language. Like most of the time, if me and Robert have a disagreement, it's because I interpret something totally different from the way he interprets it. Because, we are two different people. And so, one thing to me can mean something and it can mean something totally different from him. And so now when he gets upset, I'll say, okay, well, what is it that you think this meant? And then I'll explain to him what it meant to me. And then at that point, we can understand that it's a difference in interpretation. The interpretation is different. And then things,
Right.
we found our solution.
And that's the thing that you ever don't have to I'm not gonna say to disagree on anymore because now where he moving like checkers. So
Yeah,
now,
I had to move in the middle of the ladies, okay?
yeah,
Because,
you was pretty far away.
yeah.
But now you know about that thing, and now that's the thing that you don't have to disagree on anymore. That's growing to me. That's growing a relationship. But see, I got to be able to in the very beginning. I got to have the wherewithal to know that you truly are in love with me. That you truly where my thing? Oh, that you truly would do anything I ask you to do. That I know you will do, and I would never ask you to do anything I know you can't do. So like I said, when he's mad, I can instantly tell if he's tired because I listen to him. I know tired Donnell from a happy energetic, Donnell. I know the difference. When he's tired, you know what I tell him? Go to bed. Call me tomorrow. I want a nice
He
fresh
said,
Donnell.
"Go to bed."
Yeah, if it takes for you, go, because he's in Chicago, bless. But I tell him go to bed. I don't
So
want you to
funny.
sit up
So
and
is Robert.
right. He'll sit up and want. I said, no, go to bed because you're gonna say something crazy, and you're gonna set it off. So go to bed. Go to bed.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you both. Have you ever wanted or felt like in the relationships that you're in right now, checking out?
Nope. Nope.
Well,
Mm-mm. Nope. Not me.
I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I felt like what, and that's because I was by myself for so long, and so that thought can creep back in. Man, when I was by myself, I ain't have to do this. I didn't have to go through this, and I ain't have any core water back then either.
I
So
sure need some. I mean, this biscuit with this jelly. It sure is good. I said I was gonna have no more.
But, but
But
he,
I think it's especially when if you've been by yourself for such a long time, and I had to get used to Robert being in my life because I was so used to being by myself. I don't need anybody else to make a decision for me. When whatever I decide, that's the decision. So
Yeah.
it took some time to incorporate him in my decision making because I was so used to making decisions by myself.
That's the same thing with me. When I was married before, he participated in absolutely zero. He checked out probably like the first week after we got married. He didn't participate in nothing. I mean, I'd go buy a car, wouldn't even have to ask him, wouldn't have to tell him. He completely checked out, but that's something else. But like I said with Donnell, he is wonderful. And then so like I said before, I decide before I know I have to say something. I first think about all the things that he does for me. I don't never forget all the things that he does. He does a lot for me, but and not to brag on him, but he does
you
because
can
I
still
need help
check
too.
out though.
Huh?
There can still be that moment where he's made you mad. Something's not
Yeah,
going right. You
like
can
I
check
said,
out. Okay.
and
Everybody say hey to Ujimar first off.
hey,
Hey,
Uchi,
Uji. Yeah, well, and I think the definition of checking out, it's another, maybe a different interpretation for Suzette or Uji or myself. When you say check out, that's that disagreement that you feel like, man, I don't know if I want to deal with this, or man, I'm so angry. Though to me that's checking out, even
But
if
it
you
doesn't
haven't.
mean
But
it
that
doesn't
doesn't
mean
mean
you're
that.
leaving a relationship. Okay,
Right. It doesn't mean you're
necessarily.
leaving a
It means that
relationship.
you
You're
want to leave
angry
that
at the time.
situation.
Right. Exactly. You want to leave that situation is uncomfortable to you, and you don't want to deal with it.
but sometimes I just like I said, this is just with me. Sometimes with work and everything that's going on, you just have to give fellas a chance to get themselves because they're not wired the way we are. Sometimes you have to give fellas a chance to just kind of get it together. So if he is going to bring it to you, he will get a chance to get himself together, and then he'll bring it to you. So that's like I said, that has worked with me and Donnie. But yeah, I don't I asked myself, what's wrong with you? I said, something's wrong, ain't it? No, ain't nothing. I said, yeah, it is. I said, you want to hang up and call me back?
But you know what? If it was a checkout time for me, it wouldn't have been 4 years. It wouldn't have been four
Well, why
years.
not? Why not? Maybe the 3 or 4 years have been cool and everything you've been tolerating, but then it's something that's going on and you just check out. Uji, let me get you in on this real quick, okay? So we're talking about checking out of the relationship, emotionally checking out of a relationship, okay? Have you ever done that?
I wouldn't call it that. First of all, I want to say proud of the people to all my black brothers and sisters.
Let's go with that.
All right, that's first off. Now we could talk. I wouldn't call it checking out. I would, checking out is, people make words so simple, make situations simple with simple words and stuff. We got to look at it as what it was. People get bored. People lose interest. People, I would say, the direction changed after the relationship started. You know what I'm saying? People look for things, and it's like we want so much especially when we get into a relationship. We want it. We want so much. But then when we don't get it, either the man or the woman, then things change and those roles be going like this at the beginning, but then after those things change, you just do this. And we let it. You know what I'm saying? I was raised, I'm, you know me, Greg, you my brother. So we was raised by our mama. You know what I'm saying? And you know, back in the day,
He don't check out.
we tell it ain't no such thing as checking out.
Right.
You know, I've known a lot of older men and a lot of older women, and that some may still be together at right now if they still living, but instead of checking out, they're gonna crack somebody upside the head with a skillet and different things of that nature. They're gonna get it right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, there's been a lot of stories that I've heard from a lot of elderly or older people, or should I say wiser people. And you know, it is a such thing as you're not meant for that person, most definitely. All right, it is a such thing as that. You know what I'm saying? But if violence isn't involved, sometimes you really got to find out if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, communication is the key to relationship.
Yes, right.
All right. And if you get mad and you don't tell a person what you're upset about, or to try to see if you can work it out, because whatever it was at the beginning was probably dope. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't communicate to see what's up and see if you can get around that mountain, then you know, after communication, and you could decide.
Give me 5, Uji.
Boom.
Give me 5.
But
Boom.
think about.
You could decide, but no, listen. Let me finish.
I'm sorry.
A couple minutes. You could decide to, hey, this ain't gonna happen. This really is not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And one person want to make it happen regardless, but after you actually really communicate, it got to be something in here for both sides to be like, well, look, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't gotta end with bad stuff. It could end with simply, this ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? We sit, we talk. We might have went to a psychiatrist on this thing, whatever. However people settle things. You know what I'm saying? All of that could have been done, and it's really not going to work. You know what I'm saying? When it's a lot of money involved and different things like that, certain people want to fight for that to work because of the money. But for people that want to actually live a good life, you got to make a decision whether that's going to work or not. You know what I'm saying? And from there, you can call it what you want to, but y'all can still be cool. You feel me? If you communicate through it. If you don't communicate through it,
but you know what, Uji?
Go ahead.
A lot of people don't want to look at this person is not for me, or this relationship is toxic, or it's not a good relationship. A lot of times, you know, a lot of times they just want somebody in their life. And so it doesn't matter if it's toxic.
That's true. But you know what? It's one main rule to this whole thing about relationships and life. It's one main rule, and that rule is you got to love yourself first. Mind, body, and soul. All right. If you can love yourself first, you can let go, let live, and love. You feel me? You gotta learn. People gotta actually learn how to love their self. When you love yourself, yeah, that's when things get toxic and different things of that nature, because all type of things is going through their mind. You know, you always got to think about yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Not be selfish. You have to think about yourself first and what's good. Whether or not these things are the things that you're going to is gonna harm you, harm somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? Different things like that. You got to think about those things. That's the meaning. That's part of the meaning of love yourself. But the whole meaning is your mind, body, and soul. Once you get a hold of all three of those things, which involves only you, you could deal with the world. You could deal with a relationship. You could deal with different people. You could deal with business. You could deal with a whole bunch of stuff, because people say things sometimes just to make you feel good.
But what if the person has said, okay, yeah, I'm cool, I love myself and this and that, and they're lying. Okay, they got some hidden stuff that they haven't told you about. Because I think transparency needs to be in a relationship before anybody gets started. You got to, at least you don't have to tell all of your skeletons and everything. I don't think, but transparency has to be there. I need to know what you like, what you need, what irks you. All right.
Mhm.
And a lot of women hold what that other man did to them and bring it into the present.
Mhm.
But see, you got to understand, Greg. Actions speak louder than words. Can't nobody tell me they love themselves.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm around you a month, a couple weeks, a year, and we dating, I'm gonna see whether or not you love yourself for my own self. You can't tell me, well, I know I love myself. You know what I'm saying? You can't have an argument with me and then that come up and you tell me you love yourself. You can't do that because I see better. You know what I'm saying? It's not see, that's the whole thing about a lot of stuff. Relationship ain't really all about words. You can meet a person in France, Europe, Egypt, and not even know their language and fall in love. You know what I'm saying? Because of their actions. You understand what I'm saying? Real life on their thing. A lot of people got to learn that it ain't about what you say to somebody. Because I could practice something. I could write a poem and spit it to somebody, and they is heads over heels. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as my actions, if I'm doing something outside of what these poems are saying and what I'm telling them out my mouth, I'm not real, and that love ain't real either.
Yeah, but I kind of feel also it has to do with the person's background. I mean, we had parents where it was death do you part.
Yeah.
Our parents were together until their spouse passed away. And so we have that teaching within us, not necessarily that we're going to practice it all the time, because I feel like whatever you teach your children, they may veer away from it, but they always have that. They always have it.
You're
And that's
right.
the same way with the teaching of a relationship. We learn how a relationship should be from the people around us, whether it's our parents, our our uncles, our aunts. We learn how a relationship should or shouldn't be from that. And so,
Okay, now.
because we had that background of our parents being together until death do us part, we're going to mimic that, or at least we're going to, do what we can to, like Suzette said earlier, we're going to do what we can to make the relationship work, as long as both people are. As long as both people are.
And that's the thing. Both people. Go ahead, Suzette.
You know, you can tell, and it doesn't have to be a long time in the beginning of a relationship, whether or not it's really truly in your heart of hearts gonna work. You can tell. You can tell if if they just here just for what you got, or if he here for whatever reason other than love. You can tell. And if you base a relationship on that, it's not gonna work because you trying and they not. So it's not gonna work. You know. So I say for the guy or for the girl, I say for the guy or for the girl that's really in it to be in it. You have to, and another thing too, there's a thing, there's a thing on Facebook. There's a sermon by Creflo Dollar. He talks,
Creflo.
yeah, Creflo Dollar does a sermon on the 100 things that single women need to ask men. I bet you I asked every last single one of them questions before I seen it. He said, well, are you married? He said, are you been married before? Is your daddy really your daddy? Is that your government name? All them kind of things that you just take for granted. You really, I'm gonna post it to your page, Greg. You really got to see it. But all of those things are true, and you have to know all of that, because that makes up to who the person is, and that's ultimately who you think you're gonna be. Well, you might fall in love with. So you might fall in love with somebody that does not share your religious values or your moral values or anything like that. And um and and just like you said, Gina, you will mimic everything that you see your parents do. I had no idea. I had no idea until I started looking at pictures, excuse me, how many things and how much I am just like my mother. When I got married, it never occurred to me. I just wanted a nice dress, But it never. My mother got married in a short dress. I got married in a short dress. My mother used to wear that big bouffant thing. You remember them bouffant curls? I used to. And then I was wearing. I still wear them now.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. But and you know, and even in church, you know, I saw my mother be an usher. I saw my grandmother cook in the kitchen. I do both of them. I did both of them. So it is all about, and I saw my mother do all she could for my daddy. I remember one time she was ironing his clothes, and I said, Mom, she must have had about 30 shirts up there. I said, Mom, you ironed all them shirts? She said, yeah. He didn't say nothing to the cleaners. And he was the cleanest cookie man you ever seen. You thought he
Yeah,
was
our mama ironed our daddy's clothes and all 6 boys' clothes. You
right.
know, everything hanging up in the closet, most definitely.
Yeah,
Everything.
I ain't ironing no clothes.
my auntie ironed sheets and creases underwear.
Oh
How
yeah.
about that? Yeah,
I
then
don't
when
know
they was
about
wearing
them
the
draws,
boxes.
though. I don't know about them draws. But
No,
let me
what
tell
the
you this.
boxes, yeah. But
But
I'm just
look,
saying.
on the flip
Hold on,
side,
let me tell you this, Uji, real quick.
go ahead.
Saturday, we always do a Zoom with our mother. All of our brothers do a Zoom with our mother on Saturday. It came up because you missed this one.
Yeah, I missed this one.
Waydell, we were talking about something similar to this. Okay, my oldest brother's name is Waydell. I shouldn't have said his name, but I did. Anyway, um, he's been married to his wife for 45 years. Is it something like that?
Something
Uh,
like
that's his high school sweetheart. Okay, he mentioned, he said, and she didn't disagree with it. This is week. This was last. No, this was week before last. Um, they've gone through moments where we're talking about checking out, where they could have checked out. You know, um, she's kind of dominant. When it comes to certain things, and he had to sit back, and if you know my older brother, if you knew him back in his younger days, he wasn't that guy to sit back for nobody. Okay, but this one woman, my sister-in-law, I'll say tamed him. That's the only woman that he's ever been with. Okay, and they just simply said that they had their trials, their tribulations. There's moments where she wanted to walk out, moments where he wanted to walk out. I don't know if it's just their spiritual conviction or it's just the love and respect that they have for one another that kept them together for 45 or more. It might be even more years. Okay, and they're happy. They're each other, and they said it themselves. They're each other's best friend. All right.
yeah, I was on that one. I was on
Yeah,
that.
you was on
That
that.
was,
You
that
remember
was
that.
it was actually their anniversary.
You're right. Exactly. I don't know if it's a 43rd or 45th, but anyway, I admire that. I admire that. I couldn't do 45 minutes. Okay. So my thing is, kudos to them. And actually, Uji celebrated, and at that same time, him and his wife celebrated 3 months. So it's amazing how people, the things that people go through in order to make
Well,
sure that they have.
they say you'll always find that one person. They say you'll always find that one person.
Yeah, I mean it's the goods and the
Don't look
bads
like
and the
that,
ugly
Greg. That's what
with
they
that too.
say.
But look, keep game. While I still got this thought with what Gina was saying, you know what I'm saying about it's about the background and different things of that nature. Now, I grew up with a lot of kids. I grew as growing up, I had a lot of friends and stuff that was raised in single parent homes. All right. And you know, those are the some of my buddies, friends and girls are got married and they still married. And this was like after high school type thing. You know what I'm saying? So by saying that, I'm saying, it ain't just the background. Sometimes it could be a flip side to everything. It could be things that you don't want to do. Being a joke, you can watch your parents and stuff, how these problems break up, this, that, and the other. You can have in your mind and set it in there to the point of where I'm not going to be like that. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't just gotta be because
Yeah.
because actually in my family, like I said, my parents would have been married 60 something years, right? But how many people in my family is married?
You.
Well,
Theo.
yeah, that's 3 out of 6. And I'm 50. I just got married again. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing about it is it goes both ways. It's all, like I say, it's all a mental thing. It's all about you loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what you want in life, what you set your goals to be. If you set your goals to be, I want to have a wife. I ain't about to just hunt her down and make all the bad choices in the world, but this is something I want. So when it comes, that's what I will accept when it comes. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't mind having a family, having a marriage, doing things by the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That goes both ways. You can't just slant it one way. You gotta look at everybody's side. Even though some people, you know what I'm saying, had lied trauma through their lives. A lot of married couples got a lot of trauma and still stayed together, but it's been men beating up women and women beating up men for years, and the kids didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Which would most definitely deter their idea from getting married. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but exactly. And that goes back to what I said earlier. It has to be on both sides. If you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't want kids and you want a family, how is that going to work? We're going to send them a bunch of Coors to drink.
Just because you ain't having kids don't mean you ain't gonna have a family. You know what I'm saying? It's people around.
But I'm saying,
family means love.
I'm saying if you're on two different sides of the street, I don't want kids, but you want, there's going to be friction in that relationship forever.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't put a nail in forever for that. You know what I'm saying? Because
if I'm saying I want to have kids, and this person is saying I don't want kids, I'm gonna have that resentment. I'm gonna have that resentment that I can never have a family because I'm with you.
That's a chosen resentment. Do you want to be happy? I think that's.
But that's why I'm saying.
You remember I said there can be good and bad arguments, okay? And maybe that's one of those good arguments that you need to have, okay, about whether or not you can have a kid or not. Okay, it doesn't have to be the end all, you know.
Right. I mean, because see, at the end of the day, you didn't got with this guy, and everything in the world is good except for you want to have a baby. So you'll give up that happiness and go through 5, 6 bad choices that you didn't know they was bad until they ended up bad. So you study wasting time when all the time, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna end up thinking about this one cat that the only reason that this, that, and that other happened is because you wanted a baby, you didn't. So you said, I'm done with it. You don't know, something can slip. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you ain't then got chopped up or he didn't got new, it could something can happen and love happens.
Then you're accepting. You're just accepting, and I don't think. Well, why accept something that you don't want?
Okay, why would you do that?
You're not going to be happy.
But think about this.
I mean, see, that's a strong point of view. That's real strong, and you are a very strong person, Gina. You go with what you think most definitely on everything, but some things have to be eased. You know what I'm saying? All that. I'm a woman. I done fought for everything I want. I'm gonna get this, that, and the other. Us men, we let go a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all women don't really let go nothing. You feel me? And a couple years ago, and a kid pop up and he loved him just as much.
Well, there's women that let go of too much.
Huh?
There's some women that let go of too much.
See, that's the problem with women.
If
you got a man that loves you, unconditionally, and you're gonna choose because he don't want no kid. He want to probably travel the world, do a bunch of things, and the kid is gonna stop that. Wait till you get a little older. Maybe he feeling in his head. Maybe he ain't even got that in his head yet. Let a person mature. Love that man. Let him want a kid. I'm just saying, you gonna fight him to death about this, and y'all done.
Okay, well, you have to wait at that point. If it's the thing with kids, there's an alternative to everything. If it's a situation where we're at this age, are you talking about if we're at this age? If we was 40, then that's when you look at grandkids. Grandkids you can pick up and take back home. It's wonderful.
Like I say, it's a lot of love in the world, and some things, you might not agree upon right off the top, but after that love grow and mature, you never know what happens. A lot of decisions that you've made probably on the first 2 years that didn't happen later on in life because, sometimes men and women, they let go. Women don't let go that easily, but men always let go because we love y'all more. And a man really can't do it without a woman. A woman act like she can't do it without a man, but actually, you know what I'm saying? It's some strong feelings behind that. You know what I'm saying? It's real strong feelings, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that
I don't know.
sometimes you gotta let go. I mean, a woman
I
ain't
don't
supposed to be
know
the one to lead the
because
family.
Let me address.
I just don't feel like you should get in a relationship that is not what you want.
Right.
And maybe it, you're saying, hey, let it play out and see if it works out. At what point do you say it's not working out? At
I
what
mean,
point do
it
you
probably ain't
say,
no point if it's continuous on your mind. If you study talking about it to this man and this, that, and the other, you're not giving him a chance to even think about it, really, because you study telling him what you want. You got
well,
to get
not
some
necessarily,
time.
Be thinking about what.
not even to the point where you steady bringing it up, but it's internal. Not even to the point where you're saying this to him consistently, but it's internal. And that internal negativity is going to cause you to be unhappy.
You know, there are a lot of things that that people argue about or disagree about or fight about or whatever your word is. But the one thing that you have to ask yourself when all that is going on, you have to ask yourself, is this worthy of an argument? Is this thing that we talking about worthy of fight? Is it worth us spending energy and time to try to figure out something that's not really no big deal? Just like we talked about a few minutes ago about going out. Not a big deal. We glad you back home. We glad you didn't get shot up or something. We glad. We glad you home, whatever time that is. You know, but then there are bigger things that are worthy of discussion, and you have to figure out what's the best thing to do. And that may not be something that you want to do, but if it's the best for the relationship, that's what if it's the best thing for the relationship. And sometimes it's me having to give up something, and sometimes it's you have to give up something. But it's all about what's best for the relationship. And you know the old saying, when mommy's happy, everybody's happy. So I'm just saying.
So sometimes daddy got to be happy too. Okay, but hey,
Daddy
Jenny,
happy when
let's get
mama's
back.
happy, daddy gonna be happy.
Let's get back to that baby issue. Okay, so if before the I mean not committed relationship, before the marriage or anything, I'll put it like that. Y'all was doing it like y'all was making a baby anyway. Okay, so I'm just saying, you can I say the word?
It's not after 9 o'clock yet.
I don't care. But anyway, you're doing it like you're making a baby anyway. Okay,
That's
so
mine here.
somewhere down the line, the conversation might come. Why aren't you mentioning that? I want to have a baby, then, and you're gonna wait till the marriage comes in. Now you want to push the issue of having a baby. Okay, if you wasn't talking about it then before, why talk about it now? That's gonna make me check out. You know, you talking about.
I agree with you, and those are discussions that people should have at the beginning. You know, at some point in the dating process before marriage, you should be having those conversations. A lot of times, we don't have those conversations about, I want children, or what are we going to discuss financially. We don't have those conversations until it's later on, and now you said, "Oh, you don't want kids, but we're married, and I want kids." You know, we
I mean,
all,
at the beginning,
a lot of
of a
times.
relationship, at the beginning of a relationship, if you start talking about kids, and if my pockets are well endowed, why would I even entertain that? And this is the first thing you trying to trap a baby, trap a daddy.
At some point,
that's what it sounds like.
At some point, as
If
that
it gets out of
relationship
there,
grows,
that's a
that
strong swimmer.
discussion should be had, as well as finances, as
You said
well
at the
as other
beginning.
things.
Never
I didn't say
at
at
the
the beginning. I did
Yeah,
not
you
say at
said
the
that.
beginning. I said, okay, well, I didn't. What I'm saying, at some point, as that relationship grows, those conversations should be had.
Right.
And a lot of times they're not had until a relationship is 5-10 years down the line.
Point. He just brought up a good point. And all of these NBA players and NFL players have been through this already. Okay,
right.
They got
pockets,
and they've been trying to get. They've been having these gold digging people, women, try to trap them. Okay, by poking holes in the condom, and all of this old stuff and this and that. Okay, I get it. All right, but then they want to talk about having a baby. Well, it's too late to talk about having a baby because now you're trying. But I'll tell you this, and this is me, okay, personally. If that little bastard can get out this little rubber,
people that's rich just want
That's a strong swimmer, boy. And if he can get out the rubber, then we're gonna have that baby. We're gonna have that baby, okay? All right. But if he get out that rubber, he get out the prophylactic, we're gonna have that baby, okay? Because that, yes, if he's swimming that hard and he can bust through that rubber, that's my child, okay?
I feel like a good time for you to talk about a baby, if you're in a relationship, is when y'all got the feelings and y'all talking about marriage. All right. If y'all ain't talking about marriage and y'all ain't got them feelings and stuff, ain't no sense in bringing no babies and shit up.
I agree with you.
You
I
know what I'm
agree with
saying?
you.
So at the beginning of a relationship is not the time to talk about no baby.
No, I agree with you, Uji. I agree with you 100%. But guess what? A lot of couples don't even have that conversation at all.
Mhm.
At
So it's not
all.
an issue
Baby
then.
talk
That's not an issue then if they don't have that conversation. We talk about the couples that have that conversation.
Hold on, y'all be back.
The couples that have that conversation, that's where it's the issue at. If you don't have that conversation, like I don't think none of my babies, we had that conversation. They just happened to be babies. You know what I'm saying? We did
15
it.
times.
You know what I'm saying? Boom, baby. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a conversation around it. So if you wanted to have a baby, cool, you got that. If you didn't want to have a baby, you know what I'm saying? My fault.
Too late for
You know
you.
what I'm saying? My fault, dog. But you know, the whole thing about it is when you get to talking about things like that, it gotta be y'all hearts gotta be in the same place, real life. And it's gonna be an understanding when you say, I want to have a baby, and he say, well, baby, I'm not thinking about having kids right now. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't want it, even if he say I don't want a baby. Let him bring up the reason why not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you know, he might be on some, you know, we got about 10 more years that we can travel the world and this, that, and the other. La la la. I don't want to really do it with a baby. We're gonna do different stuff if I have a baby. I don't want to be playing basketball every other day. I don't want to be gone all the time and having this baby. Or I'm focused on my career. And I want to put 10 years into this career real good before I even start talking about a baby, because I want to make sure that my baby gonna be substantially stable. You know, different things like that. There's reasons for this, and you know, you got to understand that sometimes.
Hey, Uji, let me ask you this. When you
or a woman, or even a woman,
when you when you were creating your kids, being a musician, did you play your music when you was doing it?
Well, I mean, to tell the truth, when I was doing it
well.
You hear no music.
No, I played R. Kelly every time. Everybody. Hey, it wasn't nothing like no R. Kelly. Ain't nobody's music gonna make some babies like some R. Kelly or some Isleys. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm R. Kelly. I'm R. Kelly. So every time I was making babies, please believe 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, R. Kelly was on.
Wow.
I ain't mad at you, man. That's the truth. Y'all got. And if anybody,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
If anybody sits here and says, and I'm not talking about y'all, but if anybody sits here and says that they didn't have R. Kelly playing in that arsenal when they was trying to get it in, they lying. Okay, they lying. R. Kelly and the Isley Brothers, a little Earth, Wind and Fire. Sometimes Earth, Wind and Fire didn't get you into it all the time. You know, Earth, Wind and Fire. A couple of songs.
R. Kelly made the panties drop.
A lot of babies.
Luther.
Yeah, Luther. But see, I really was.
That wasn't his time.
I wasn't really doing it like that when I was Luther. I was kissing, and I probably had my little fingers and stuff doing different things. I wasn't doing it like that. Luther and Freddie didn't get that type of airplay from me. You feel me?
Hey, y'all show my little brother Patrick Dorflin some love, man. It's been a while.
What's up, Pat? Proud of people.
Yes, sir,
Pat.
Yeah, Marcella says, "Stop, Greg." I'm not going to stop because it's truth. Okay, we talked about the if y'all didn't get it, okay, we talked about the checking out. Okay, we all for that right now. But anyway, yes, R. Kelly. We had see he had the R. Kelly, and look, I ain't gonna lie. R. Kelly was the backup plan. It's like, wait a minute,
R. Kelly on panties is just slipping off.
I'm leaving. She get mad. I'm getting ready to go because and then all of a sudden she at the door, and all of a sudden. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. And she'd be like, That's R. Kelly, ain't it?
Off the top, yeah.
You come right back. You're like,
What you
oh
think
my
about?
God, it's R. Kelly.
Yeah, most definitely.
You don't see no song? Let's go half on a baby.
What?
Yeah, you can't.
What's that about a baby?
It's never ending.
Half on a baby.
Half on
Go
the baby.
half on a baby.
Yeah, see, that's what you got to play when you want to talk about having a baby.
Don't tell me you
You
haven't
put that
heard
R. Kelly
that
on.
one, Suzette.
I never heard half on a baby.
Suzette.
You ain't
You
never
put
heard
that R. Kelly on when you talking to somebody
No.
about having a baby.
That's
You ain't
what
never
you
heard half on the baby.
Well, you know, I don't watch movies and I ain't really listen to a whole lot of music. I was trying to survive in 23 years. It's a mental block.
Okay,
Seriously.
well, you need to listen to that one.
You said half on a baby.
Half on the baby by R. Kelly.
Freaky tonight.
Yeah.
12 play. One.
Hey.
We'll go to.
I remember that one.
He broke it down.
But I really want y'all to listen.
When he got to 6, he was like, what was it, 4 or 5? Which was it? Where he said, "You coming out your clothes." R. Kelly broke it all the way down. Okay. And right now, somebody breaking it all the way down.
It was no reason. If you put R. Kelly on, you wasn't getting none. No reason whatsoever. You had to be the lamest person in the world.
I was. I'm sorry.
Not you. I'm talking about the guy.
You could be a barilla. You could be a barilla. You could
be a nerd. You could be a nerd. And they put that R. Kelly on. You ain't never heard it. And you get to listen to them, got them words.
Girl, come back.
She'd be like, oh my God.
I'm coming. Don't worry.
Just rewind that one song. That one song. Can you rewind that?
You got your shot glass?
It's over.
I'm gonna put it on my forehead.
Ain't nobody deny that man. I know he did a lot of wrong and everything, but the whole thing about it is that man made baby making music.
Read this right here. Even this no rhythm white boy had R. Kelly in his repertoire. I'm
telling you.
Come on.
What?
You could be mad at him for what he did, but I bet everybody that was listening to R. Kelly back then still bumping that joint sometimes. Every once in a while when they want to get real romantic.
Half on a baby.
Real romantic.
I still do it.
Is it in the iTunes store?
Oh yeah, it's in the iTunes store.
You know what? If I could get away with it right now,
you can go to YouTube.
Okay, that's
and Google it.
Half on a baby. It's a beautifully melodic song.
It's a beautiful song.
Speaking of
my wife over there saying it's actually a beautiful song.
Sharing, it's talking about sharing the experience of making a baby. We're gonna. Look. You got the one part. I got the other part. We're gonna go half on this baby. Yeah. It's a good song. It's a good song. It has worked. It has worked for me at least 40 times.
Shut up, Greg. Really?
And for me, at least 100.
115.
Shoot.
What? Gina, what do you listen to when you do it? Mr. Rogers? I don't know. What?
Whatever.
Hey, wait a minute. Speaking of Mr. Rogers, I hate to get off the subject, but y'all see the Mr. Rogers?
Marcella said she listening to it now.
Hey, y'all ever seen the Mr. Rogers movie?
Yeah, with Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah, that's a dope movie.
It is. Mr. Rogers was that dude.
I never seen Mr. Rogers either.
You need to see that movie. Mr. Rogers is Mr. Rogers.
Did you know that Tom Hanks?
It's called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It's called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
I didn't like Mr. Rogers growing up.
He was kind of weird to me.
He wasn't weird.
Yeah. So you need to watch the movie.
He wasn't weird.
He wasn't weird.
That dude was probably one of the best. I don't even want to call him entertainer. Okay, he was a life dude. He taught you lessons.
Yeah,
he didn't teach me anything.
That's what I'm talking about. You didn't like him. You probably thought he was a molester or some stuff like that. You need
I did.
He did look like Chester Molester.
He looked like Pee Wee Herman reincarnated.
I mean, we used to jive on him, but we was addicted to Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, we watched all the little characters and all of that stuff that he had in
Electric Company, Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, and I was waiting for Electric Company and Sesame Street to go off to watch Mr. Rogers because he was funny. He was a funny dude. He worked the puppets. Everything. You couldn't do nothing but laugh and love.
And you couldn't make. I don't care what you could make him mad. And if you watch the movie, you could make him mad even in his personal life. You could make this dude mad. Kids today
say some slick shit that makes you mad.
Yeah.
Robert said which one? Robert said he liked Eddie Murphy's version better.
I like that too. That was good. Hey, boys and girls.
And you remember the
Boys
show
and girls.
BJ Dirty Dragon? I like BJ. I thought he was kind of
Yes.
cute.
Mother Plum Tree. I like
Country,
look.
Professor with the blob.
And he say electricity off, boys and girls.
You don't know nothing about HR Puff and stuff, man. All of them things.
HR puppet stuff.
Wait a minute, hold up. Mr. Giggle Snort Hotel. Stop
Giggle,
playing with me.
she just said that. She just said BJ and Dirty Dragon, Giggle Snort Hotel. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know nothing about BJ and Dirty Dragon. I know
What was Giggle Snort Hotel?
Okay, well, see, I didn't know that word.
Yeah. So what?
Patty said, do y'all remember Righteous Apples?
Garfield, huh?
Right. Patty said, do you remember Righteous Apples?
Tell her no.
No. For both of us, all of us, no. That's the East Chicago TV.
No, Patty.
We remember Zoom.
No,
Zoom,
Patty.
Zoom,
Is that a show?
That's where I learned to do that from. That's Zoom.
Oh, Zoom was
You
my
said
thing.
Spectrum Company. Spectrum Company, you did that. No, that was Zoom. You learned to
That's
do
what
that
I
on
said.
Zoom.
That's what I said.
Zoom, Zoom,
Yeah, that's where I learned to do that from.
Zoom was my thing.
Yeah.
Had that cute girl doing this. She was like, doing I was like, yeah, girl, do it again.
I'm just Bill. Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Zoom.
Hey, y'all, I got to check out, man. I got to get back to
Oh,
school.
Bill.
All right, brother.
Bill was the one who taught you something.
Who?
Bill
Have a
Cosby?
good one, Uji.
Wait a minute, hold up. I
Bill
gotta
was the one who taught you. No, I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill, and I'm sitting
He's
here
talking
on
about,
Capitol
Schoolhouse
Hill.
Rock.
Well,
Schoolhouse
Oh
Rock.
no, I wasn't political
Schoolhouse
like that
Rock.
when I was a kid. I liked to
What's
have
up,
fun.
Nikki?
All right, y'all, powder people, man. I'll holler at y'all in a minute
All
tomorrow.
right, brother. See you
Hey,
tomorrow.
Nikki.
Peace, love, and hair
All
grease.
right.
love, peace, and hair grease. Keep up
Okay.
alive.
Nikki Nicole. Everybody say what's up, Nikki Nicole.
Hello, Nikki.
Nikki Nicole. Nikki, didn't you just open up a store or something like that? I think you just opened up something. I think I saw it on Facebook. Speak on it real quick. While I take this commercial break, this is Greg Gray, DopelivenTV. We will be right back.
You really got a commercial? Oh, we come on, Texas.
Don't never
I
say we
love
just here. Don't never say we just standing here. We got things to do, okay? Nikki, what is your business? I need to know about it. What's going on with it, man? You need to
Come on, what you doing, Nikki?
Yeah, you need to pop on here real quick and tell everybody about your business because that's what we do. We support, man. We want to support it. We want to push it out there. The topic for the day, we really did an hour of it. Okay, we talked about checking out. Do we make checkout? Okay, she's open. Uzos fresh squeezed lemonade and fruit shake-ups at Lake Street Beach. They are open Friday through Sunday, 11 o'clock a.m. to 6 p.m. Y'all go check this out, okay? This sister, she get it honest because her mom is Karina Mitchell.
Nice.
She does her thing, okay? So look, I'm telling y'all, man. That's Karina's daughter, yes. She opened up Uzos. I hope I'm saying it right. Fresh squeezed lemonade. I could use that too, man, for real. And fruit shake-ups at Lake Street Beach. Is it like more? Is it kind of the fruit shakers? Are they like organic, or are they the healthy shakes and stuff like that? Nikki, because we want to support it. We want to make sure that we get everybody out there. I'm gonna have the people from Michigan come all the way out there just to get some of the Uzos fresh squeezed lemonade and fruit shake-ups at Lake Street Beach, and they might even carry core water. And you can throw this in the garbage. You know why? Because the bottle is 100% recyclable. Yes. Throw it in there. Core hydration. And
where is she at? Is she over there where the
you just muted yourself out.
Oh, sorry. Is she over there where the pizza place is?
What pizza place? The beach got stuff places now? I mean, place to eat?
Yes. Yeah.
I told you they're doing some things on Lake Street.
County Fair fresh squeezed lemonade. County Fair. Where's that at?
I don't know where County Fair is. I know they if you go
Nikki, you know, you got to come on here and talk about that, man. Don't nobody care how you look.
Yeah, there's a bar down there, Greg. There's a bar.
You can do it, girl.
There's a pizza place.
On the beach,
There's a
she
couple
said.
of things down there.
She said on
the beach. It's
Yeah.
at the concession stand.
Right on roll.
You said, I don't know.
Hey, shout out to
I'm gonna go say nothing.
Camille Thomas. She out there working, man. I don't know. She out there working. Out there doing her first. This is her first time working. Yes, sir. Nikki, have Greg put us together. I will promote your business on my show anytime you want. See, like Nikki, you need to get up out. Nikki, take his name, Pat Dorfman. He does a sports show, okay, on the internet. Contact him and give him your information.
Yes, and he's
huge. So go ahead and put that out there. But you know, most times, just like
he's a man of his word.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Pat, Nikki, you got to.
He's a man of his word. He advertised.
Advertise what?
I don't know why I'm having a delay.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. You all good. You now, and I'm not even talking
Patrick.
About
he advertised.
Distinguished Authors Guild.
He advertised DAG on his station last year. Yes. When he say he'll do it, he will do it.
Yeah, he will do it. So inbox him, Pat Dorfling. All right, just like that. You can get him off of Facebook just like that. Okay, let him know who you are, and he'll promote you. Just put that out there. But Nikki. Normally, when we have music and this and that, we have them people come on and talk about their music and this and that. You need to come on here and talk about your business, okay? I'll give you a whole hour to talk about it. Really, seriously, we give it to you. But yes, support. I got too much stuff going on here. I literally got in here. Nikki said, hold on. Nikki said, tell her how to get on right now with you. Nikki, hell, I don't know. How do you, Gina? You muted.
Send her the link.
Let me send her the link
for me to do.
All right, KK. All right, Nikki Nicole. Here's the link. What else you got to do? Nikki, I just sent you the link. Okay, she just
click on the link. It's going to tell her to click on if she wants to.
Click on the link.
She has to click on. It depends on what kind of phone she has too. If it's Android or iPhone. She can log on through Facebook or she can log on through Chrome. There's going to be 3 little dots at the top right hand side. She has to click those 3 dots.
Oh, okay. While we waiting on Nikki, Roland Blackman contacted me. What did? Well, Nikki's here. She did it right off the bat. Look at it. Look at the. She's doing. I'm gonna tell what she's doing in the audio. I mean, in the background. She ever trying to get her hair right. Are you ready, Nikki? You ready to come on? Okay. I'm gonna tell her what she's doing. Background. She ever trying to get her hair right.
Yeah, I got.
Are you ready, Nikki?
I still got on my bandana from. You know, today I actually dropped off.
Like her too.
Yeah. Yeah, I got.
You ready, Nikki?
Yeah, let's take this up. I still got on my bandana from. You know, today I actually dropped off. Yeah, today I dropped off.
Yeah. What's the volume down? What's the volume down?
You know, today I actually dropped off. Yeah, today I dropped. There's something wrong with my mic. I'm sorry.
Log off and log back on. Log off and then log back on.
She might have. Does she have it on her phone? Playing on her phone?
Okay,
now can you hear your phone?
It's an echo, but she said do what?
Oh, I see the 3 dots.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. We're good now.
Oh, okay, cool. So today I had the honor of catering and helping the Morning Bishop Theater Playhouse Summer Enrichment Program kick off their Employee Appreciation Day. So she had me come in and do fruit shake-ups for her employees. Wow. So that was pretty cool. So that was McKenya. McKenya invited me out for that today. So that's Yeah. So I just launched Uzo's
Wait,
Fresh
wow.
Squeeze Lemonade at the beach. It's at Lake Street Beach. We're located there on Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we specialize in all natural hand pressed lemonade. You'll see us out there with the hand pressing machine. I have farm fresh lemons, and we got the sugar on deck and the water on deck, and we shaking it up. See, that's really the secret in this lemonade. So it's been fun. One of the reasons why I launched it was I just need to get out the house and have a business that allowed me to lose weight and just be active. I haven't really been active since the pandemic.
Right.
And I just needed something that was going to give me the discipline to get up and get out the house every day and put some hard work, into my daily regimen. So I've lost a lot of weight over just the past 2 weeks that we've been there. And I'm having a lot of fun. I love the reactions that we get from all the customers. Like before they walk off, they're like, wow, this is fire. So that's also fulfilling. But also too, I launched it because I had been living on the beach across from Wells Street Beach for the past couple of years. And I was like, wow, this Miller Beach is a gold mine. I didn't realize growing up in Gary how much a gold mine that lakefront property is. And I was like, you know what? I've got to get a piece of this commerce. What can I do? So I initially thought about maybe setting up some kind of container villas or doing some kind of, container food court out there. Then I said, well, you know what? Let me jump in head first, dive in head first and get my feet wet with a business and see what I can make of it, and then hopefully develop something out of it in Miller Beach.
Wow, that's amazing. So
Nice.
everybody that's in the Gary,
Yes.
Miller, Indiana, let's go wherever y'all at. When you come to
Gary,
Gary,
Indiana. That's right.
well, I'm saying when you come to Gary, you all stop by the beach, okay? Very scenic, very nice, and I heard there's some big things going on out there. And you stop and you get you some Uzo Fresh Squeeze lemonade and fruit shake ups.
That's right. And
So
what's great about being out there is, well, I lived downtown for several years. I actually lived right off the river, and I've been to all the popular lakefronts from the south side on up to the north, and none of those lakefronts really compare to the beaches that we have in Gary. We are really blessed with beautiful scenery. We're blessed to be next to the Indiana Dunes. Actually, we're part of the Indiana Dunes, and what is that, like 13 million year old sand or something?
Yeah.
So I mean, right here in our own backyard, I just feel like we've been missing out on prime commerce that we should be partaking in, like how they do in Southwest Michigan. Okay, Southwest Michigan, all the way up to Traverse City. Mm-hmm. Gary is where that beautiful lakefront vacation starts, and it's kind of like the Hamptons of the Midwest. And I think that we as Black citizens in Gary, Indiana, should really be taking advantage of it. We should be like the Martha's Vineyard, of the Midwest.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's good. Business is good then, right?
Yes, business is picking up. It's good. This was our first hot weekend. Mm-hmm. So we did really well, especially Sunday. It popped. Saturday we had to leave. There was like a flash flood or storm that came. Okay. But it came over really quick. But of course, they're really good at the beach with safety, and they cleared out early.
So now that the schools are out, mm-hmm. you think you're going to start doing it Monday through Sunday?
Well, no, it's just those are the days in which they have the attendees. Yeah, that's when the beach is more packed. But I am planning right now to do some festivals. So I'm gearing up to do some festivals, and I'm even thinking about launching a brick and mortar. So.
Okay, how hard is it for you to do the I don't want to call it concoctions, okay? The mixture. How hard is it to do that?
It just takes a little muscle. That's it. So I have manual manual fruit pressing machines. So it looks almost like a microphone that presses all the juice out. It's a hand press process. But yeah, it does take work. It takes work. And the shake up process, like I shake up for about 60 seconds. Now, when I started doing the big festivals in Chicago, like the African Festival of Life and some of the art fairs, I probably have to employ like an automated press machine. But really, that's all but really what I'm selling is the theatrics. Like, people are attracted to this slow process of creating some sumptuous juice.
Natural stuff. They want to see natural stuff.
And when I tell you, people watch art every step, they do. Like, their eyes are glued for every process.
That's what's up. That's
the eye candy.
Hey man, I'm so proud of you. Go ahead, Suzette.
How much is a glass of lemonade?
Okay, so a glass of lemonade. So we have 1 cup. We have a 32 ounce, and it is $6.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to add a natural flavor, and that's an additional $1. If you would like to add chopped fruit, like we have fruit chunks, we have, and then that's an additional $2.
Okay. Well, you know what? If people can buy Starbucks, they certainly can come see.
Oh, they're buying it. People are pulling out. They cash all day. No problems. We haven't had it. Because let me tell you something. I'm probably gonna have to send you guys some over. It is amazing. Like, nothing else quenches your thirst than ice cold, fresh squeezed lemonade other than water. Seriously, and especially when it's hot outside like that.
Yeah.
Okay, it like those first couple of sips is like heaven. It's like, what is this in my cup? That's just like super refreshing. So yeah, it's something you definitely got to try.
So see, I'm really proud of her because she's an alumni of my dance show. Okay,
of your what?
Of the dance show that I had when I first started my career.
925.
Yes, she was one of the main dancers on there, and man, I'm so proud of her. And the other part about that, and Jeannie, you probably know what I'm probably going to say, is that you can tell how excited she is about her product because the way she's talking about it. Okay, she's excited about it, and that's what what sells. That's what sells. She can talk about it with excitement. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. I have a lot of excitement because actually, I became my own client, if you will. I've been supplying commercial furniture over the past since 2014 to restaurants, hotels, universities, sports stadiums, you name it. So I've worked with restaurant concept developers, owners, independent chains. If you go to the Pizza Coffee and Tea on Michigan Avenue, actually I'm the national furniture supplier, Cleveland Cavaliers Stadium. I'm in Wrigley. I'm in so many different stadiums and play. Even Wiley Hall at Purdue University has my furniture.
Okay.
So I've been working with food concepts for so long and helping to develop their seating programs and so forth. So I really wanted to get into the food service industry, and this is kind of like my foray into that industry. And like I said, I have some ideas for development in mind, and I just wanted to get in the shoes of a food service operator. So I could really learn the ropes. Like I have the whole branding and developing concepts. I have that under wraps because I've been helping, companies, independent architects, designers, you name it, do it for so many years. And now I have the opportunity to do it for myself. So I start off with something simple. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of just landed in this business not even a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I knew exactly where to go get everything, how to put everything together. I did my research. I mean, I spent nights toiling the internet. Any and everything you want to know about starting up in a business is right there at your fingertips, especially online.
Right.
So I was burning the midnight oil, doing my research, watching tons of YouTube videos, and following some concession vendors that have made it, in the lemonade business. So, yeah.
You're really proud of you.
Thank you.
You traveled overseas, haven't you?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said you lived overseas, haven't you?
Yeah, so I've been living off and on in China for the past 27 years, I think it is now. Yes, I speak fluent Mandarin. I'm a manufacturer, so I manufacture anything from commercial furniture. I started off actually with General Motors in China. I worked on the $2 billion investment project that made, unfortunately, China super rich and Detroit bankrupt. But the Buick plant that they built in China, I was in the purchasing team in the 90s, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I started off with GM in China, and then right after graduating from the University of Michigan, I began importing pearls from China. And then I got into the fur accessories business, in which I was supplying 280 boutiques nationwide. With that, I was also in Essence by Mail catalog. I did private label for BB Stores Inc. And from there, I went into, I was consulting the casinos around here on how to better attract and service the Asian player. They didn't know I would go into the Baccarat room, listen to all the, the customers speak Chinese. I befriend them, get their information, and then I had workshops. Yeah. For the casinos, I manufactured footwear. I was just talking to a friend of mine how I was the one that came out, like, I remember back in the day, Jeezy was coming out with like a sneaker. And I'm the one that did all the prototyping and so forth. But then I managed footwear for other brands in China. And at that time, I was actually like working assembly lines in Fujian province. But more recently, I was living in Guangzhou. So I was living in New York for 10 years. Then I left New York and moved to China May 2013. And then that's where I built my 7-figure furniture business from China. And then I moved back to the States May 2016 to really take advantage of doing business with China and importing. And then I had a baby. So I permanently moved back to the U.S. to have my son. He was made in China, but I had my son here. So yes, I was residing downtown Chicago from May 2016 until 2019. Then I moved to Miller Beach, which was a great opportunity for me because the pandemic hit, and I'm so happy that I was like in that communal living system during that time. Yeah, but now that the world is opening back up, Chicago's opening back up, I'm definitely looking forward to going back downtown.
That's what's up. And I know
I will be running my business here in Gary, Indiana.
Oh, I already know everything you touch, man. You've always been the same person. That's one thing about this lady, man. She don't change. Okay, she's been the same person. She just moved differently. That's all. Yep. But if you talk to Nikki, she's the same person.
Yep, same person. And like for me, I've had the privilege of being an entrepreneur for like 20 plus years. And some people ask me, wow, how do you do it? To me, the process is all the same. The process is all the same. It is hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. And you've got to have a work ethic. If you have a work ethic and you keep going, you're going to make it, period. A lot of people don't have the work ethic. And that's, as I always say, sometimes people say, oh, you're lucky because you have a degree in international business in Chinese or you speak fluent Mandarin. And I say, yeah, but you know what? God gives everybody the same hours in a day.
Absolutely.
What separates those who make it and those who don't is time and how you spend your time. Mm-hmm. That's it.
See, here's my problem I have with Nikki is that I've invited her so many times to be on this show, and she ain't did it.
Look, you know what? I couldn't at the time. I was like really in the trenches of working, and I just could. Like I was hopping on and off while you guys were on, but I was still like up through the night dealing with China. But now that I've kind of switched,
need to hear you. People need to hear this.
They really do. They really do. I'm inspired. I feel like I've been around the world sitting here talking to you.
Oh, really? And hey, sister, I haven't seen you in a while. We used to model with my mom and come model with us. Yeah.
And Nikki, you know me. You know how I roll, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm always rolling with entrepreneurial people, okay? And I love to support them. I've done my thing, okay, and I'm cool, and I'm doing my other stuff too. But I'm low now, okay? Mm-hmm. And I love to push people out. But you got stuff that people, especially young women, need to understand and hear, okay? So I invite you, anytime that you feel like you want to pop on and talk, we can cut a conversation and let you throw it out there. It's all good.
Yeah, whenever. And I'm happy. I'm be honest. I've been in industries where I haven't been able to show my face and show that I'm Black. Mm-hmm. So so like the first time I really been able to come out and show who I am, I had a store at the Water Tower Place Mall, and even then, people thought we were probably like a major franchise or a store like Akira or Forever 21's beauty store. A lot of people didn't really know we were, Black owned at the time, but it was the first time that I could come out and show my face. So that's been really important to me to now do businesses where I don't have to hide who I am to generate money.
Gina over there getting toasted right now. So it's that 9 o'clock hour. We're about to roll up out here. But Nikki, I appreciate that. Look, everybody that's in the Gary area, Chicago even, okay?
Come support.
Look.
Come get that fresh squeezed lemonade. We got it on deck. It's popping. You're going to enjoy it. And yeah, it's all natural. So, but what's great too is we've really had nothing like that on the beach. Like you've gone out to the beach. If you don't bring your own food or drink, you're just it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you can enjoy the beach. Yeah, you can just enjoy the beach and have some nice amenities to go with it, which is Uzo's fresh squeezed lemonade.
Fresh squeezed lemonade, man, and fruit shake-ups. You can leave that off. All right, don't leave it off. Let me make it, okay? It's Uzo's fresh squeezed lemonade and fruit shake-ups at Lake Street Beach.
That's right.
Okay, y'all go. She is open from
on the beach, not on the beach, in the sand.
In the sand, y'all. Come on, take your shoes off, take your socks off, dig in there. Even if you got them claws for toes, put them in the sand, scratch all the way over there, and get some Uzo's fresh squeezed lemonade. She's open on Friday.
How did you come up with the name Uzo's?
My son's name is Uzoma. Which in Igbo Nigeria means great path. So at the last minute, I was trying to figure out a name, and I was just like, you know what, Uzo's fresh. That's how I came up with it.
Now there's that generational wealth. So when he grows up, his name is on it. Okay, it's his.
Yep, it's his. And every other business I have is his. So I'm doing this for myself and him, of course.
Okay.
Yep.
Friday through Sunday, 11 o'clock a.m.
Yeah, there go my mama. Oh, hey, y'all.
What's that? Girl, you better come on. Boy.
She don't want to come on. Come on, ma. There goes Suzette.
Hey.
Don't none, won't be none.
How
What's
you
up?
doing?
That's the queen of the
I don't have no, look, I ain't got, girl, don't be ashamed. Look.
That's the queen of talk shows.
My face and my hair is on the dresser, honey. It takes a break. Okay. Takes a break after 6.
All right.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you all?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you, Karina.
As soon as I come up in here, girl, I take that face off.
She gets it honest, okay? Mom's been doing this doing this entertainment thing for a minute, okay? Matter of fact, she's one of the ones that welcomed me into that studio when I was going to start my show, okay? So, hey, God bless you and thank you for everything that you've done for everybody in that city of Gary.
Oh, thank you so much.
And happy belated birthday. What was your birthday?
Hey, I'm Gemini season, baby. It's June 4th. It was June
4th.
Don't you look like Cicely Tyson?
Yeah, they say Cicely. They'll say Cicely. They'll say Dion. They'll say Diana.
I see Diana Ross.
Yeah.
I see Cicely Tyson. I'm sorry.
I've seen Cicely too.
Cicely Tyson is classic beauty. Period.
Yes.
With that.
And you see, she got all this fountain of youth.
I know, yeah. I mean, look, I already know. I did that.
She's 60 plus, looking like
that's the queen.
Yeah.
The queen of
catch up to her.
Of talk show. That's the queen. Okay, so
that's right.
Salute to Karina. Hey, Nikki, my platform is always open to you. We gonna support Uzo's fresh squeezed lemonade. Okay, when I'm back in town,
I'm going to get me some.
I'm coming through Michigan. I'm coming through. All right.
I was out there and I saw. I was out there at the at Miller Beach a couple of weeks ago.
I ain't been in Gary 17 years.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm just. That's home. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're close enough where you come often.
I
said you're close enough where you can come often.
Oh, most definitely. If anybody need me, I told you I'm there. Okay, but you know what? Right now, these last couple of minutes is all about Uzo's fresh squeezed lemonade and fruit shake-ups at Lake Street Beach. Seriously, I'm gonna learn that just like I learned about Core. But
oh yeah, Core is in Gary too.
Thank you. See, look, Core. You know why? Because Core, look, this is perfectly balanced pH purified water. Not only do they love Greg Gray
with this Core.
Not only do they love Greg Gray, but you know what? If you throw this away, be cool with it, okay? Because this bottle is made from 100% recyclable product, okay? So you're doing Core's doing their best for the environment too, okay? So
we're writing that check for him too. You said that commercial, honey.
You already know.
Core dropping them coins.
Core is the label that pays, man. But you know,
I know that's right.
I mean, man, I'm not gonna do it for nothing. But you know, check this out though. Seriously, she's on the beach. Take your shoes off.
Bye, y'all.
Walk on that beach. Make sure that you crawl if you got to. Throw your baby over there, okay, so she won't get no burns, okay? Put the dog out there. Uzo's Fresh Squeeze Lemonade and Sweet Steakhouse.
And we're not that far. So once you enter, we're like right across from the ticket booth. So we're not deep into the sand. You don't have to like climb up efforts to get there. But we understand. And it's cool. We love it. And yeah, you definitely got to come try. And you know what's our top sellers actually is like our kiwi, our mango. This weekend we were adding pineapple, so people were ordering that up like crazy.
There it is right there. I'm there.
So yeah, you can add either pineapple, watermelon, or strawberry.
Yes. Can I add strawberry and pineapple?
Yep.
I'm there. You're gonna see
strawberry and pineapple. Sure can.
You're gonna see me. I'm gonna get some people over there too. Bring them with me. Watch me.
Hey, you know what? We had a guy buy 5 in one day. So a lot of people come back and buy refills. So yeah.
Hey, we was talking about R. Kelly earlier, but
Lord.
Wait a minute, hold on. The guy that killed the guy at y'all got bank robberies now? That's crazy. Okay, I don't think they did that. I don't think they did that anymore. But that guy, one of the guys that got caught, he looked like R. Kelly.
Really?
You look at his picture when the news come on. Look at the picture. He look like R. Kelly.
He gonna feel like R. Kelly too.
Bless. Did
I
they find
see
another guy?
nothing wrong.
Yeah, I was shocked to hear that
Oh,
because
he's
that's
gonna
like
tell.
I know, Nikki. I'm like,
a bank that I banked at and was planning on going.
They still rob bank?
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
Yeah, they still rob banks.
That's crazy. I saw that, and then they had to kill somebody too. That's the you know what? Condolences to that security guard that got killed. Okay,
We were right down the street from the bank. I work at State Farm on 50th in Cleveland. That's right down the street.
That's terrible, man. That's terrible. Okay, I don't know, man, but everybody stay safe out there. Okay, Nikki, you come on this show whenever you feel like it. Just let me know.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And here's Uzoma.
Uzoma. What's up, man?
Say hi.
It's cool.
Pink. What do you see? Yeah, she has a.
Uzo.
Say hello. Say ni hao.
Ni hao.
Hi, baby.
So this is Uzoma, my Nigerian baby.
Does he speak it as well?
No, he doesn't speak any Hebrew. You know, where I lived in Guangzhou was 240,000 Africans. Yeah, so that's where I met his father. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, Uzo, we can go, man. You need to be in bed right now. he look like he's gonna
keep
be up.
Keep up the good work, Nikki.
Thank you. So we will definitely, I will definitely be hopping on with you guys. And you know, I like to talk about a variety of topics. So
it's all good. That's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, everybody.
Well, you have to talk a little bit about Africa.
Africa, you know, I've never been. However, I have lived a very colorful life, in particular in China, where I've had, you know, friends from all over Africa. We talking, you know, Tanzania, and I even dated a guy from the Seychelles. I mean, you know,
well,
my best friend. Yeah. What are you gonna say?
My goal was to go to China and sell my books, but then COVID hit, so I changed that whole plan around. But yeah, I know that I know China is very big on the English language.
Yes.
And so my plan was to go over there and market my books over there, but I don't think I'm going now.
You over there feeling a little mellow right now. I saw you with that glass of wine over there.
She was getting it. She was chugging it up.
But everybody, this is DopelivenTV Live. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. Okay, thank you, Nikki Nicole, for tuning in and hanging out with us for a little bit, letting us know about Uzo Fresh Squeeze Lemonade. Always a pleasure to have you on here. Gina, what's good, girl? Always a pleasure to have my sister on there. Uji, thanks for popping in. Okay, Chris, Marie, we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, and anybody else? Okay, everybody that left a comment, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't know what we're talking about, but we're gonna talk. All right, it's DopelivenTV Live. We will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
Peace.